So ever since I got back from Klein, something's really been bugging me. If you saw my last video on my Klein tour and how these lineman pliers are made, there was something in there that kind of bugged me, and we're going to solve that today. This is the Klein 213 series. This is a Klein 2000 series. I'll show you the part numbers in a minute. This is the high leverage plier. This is a heavy duty plier. Now, when I was going through Klein, I showed you some film on the last video of them doing the heat treating. And I asked the guy, I said, is this the 213 or the 2000 series? He said, they're both the same. They're the exact same plier. So he said the only difference is in the hardening of the cutters. I said, okay. So then we went and we saw cutters being hardened. I should have kept asking questions, but I didn't. And I'm probably going to be reaching out to him to try to get some answers. But in the meantime, we're going to get our own answers on, is there really a difference? Or is this just a marketing ploy? Now, I know Klein. I don't think this would be a marketing ploy. They're very honest people. Something is different, and we're going to find out what it is. You really cut hard steel and nails with these 213s? Let me pull up the specs on both, and let's take a look at them. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this is the D213-9E. These are the ones we've got. This says it's a high leverage design, so the rivet is closer to the cutting edge. That's the truth. You go down to the third bullet down, induction hardened cutting knives for long life. Made in the USA. Okay. So these are the high leverage pliers. Now, if we go to the D2000, this is the D2000-9NE, the exact same ones we've got here. If you look here, the first line says these cut ACSR, screws, nails, and most hardened wire. High leverage design, just like the other one. These are induction hardened plier head and knives for, if you go down to the very bottom, it says 2000 series heavy duty cutting. Both of them are made in the United States. So if that's the case, you can't cut hardened nails, hardened steel with these, but you can with the 2000. So I got brand new pliers here. I'm going to cut them open. I bought these with my own money just for this testing. I'm going to cut them open, and probably going to end up ruining these 213s because we're going to cut finish nails. We're going to cut some bolts. We're going to cut some. I got some brass rod. We're going to cut, and also I've got some hardened steel. I got 12 penny nails, framing nails. We're just going to cut everything you're not supposed to cut with these, and then we're going to take a look at the cutters and see if there's any difference between these and these. So let's go at it now. Okay, guys, so we're not going to dilly-dally around. We're going to get right into it. These are the two pliers we're using. This is what we're going to cut. We got some 6-penny nails here. I got an 1/8" screw. Now, this is a typical kind of soft metal screw you would see on receptacles and things like that. I got an 1/8 of an inch brass rod. I got some 12D. Now we're getting to the stuff they're really not supposed to cut. These are the 12D. Our 12 penny framing nails. So we got some number 8 wood screws, and we got some number 10 wood screws, a little bit thicker. This is going to be a tough test because these are hardened screws. So let me get these over here. Let's get these open. All right, man, these are nice, brand new. God, I hope I don't ruin them. Now, I'm probably going to end up ruining these 213s. These are typically about $35, and these are $40, $42 maybe, so they're only about $5 or $7 difference. So I don't understand, why not just make them all like this? Why not make them all where you can cut hardened material? There must be something here. I'm not sure what it is. As you can see, both of these are made in the USA here and made in the USA here with the flag. Let's get to cutting. We're going to start out with this. Well, you know what? I better let me put on some safety glasses just in case here. We're going to start out with this 6-penny nail here. This is a finish nail. Should be no problem. Yeah, no problem here. This is kind of a soft metal, I think. Yeah, no problem there. All right, let's go to the bolt here. A little bit harder. This is what it's not supposed to cut. Let's see. Brass rod. That's no problem at all. I'll go ahead and do both. I guess brass is really soft. All right, here we go. This is it, guys. This is the 12 penny framing nail. Let me look at this after the... I'm not seeing anything. I cut on the very bottom there. I'm not seeing anything. Let's try it with these. I hate to see what they're going to do to these 213s. I mean, you can see there's a little bit of a... You knocked the finish off there a little. But that's it. All right, let's continue on with these screws. Number 8 screw. Oh, might stand up for this one. Any light coming through at all? I can see a little bit of light on the bottom of those cutters. Could you guys see that? A little bit of light coming through there. Let's try these 213s. Okay. I'm not seeing any light at all. You know what? I think that light earlier was just that finish coming off maybe, because look at that. I'm not seeing, you can see the light up top here, right? Let's go down. I'm not seeing any light at all here. And on the 2000s, see the light up top? I can see a little bit of light down there on the bottom. On the very bottom where I was cutting these. Not much, just a little. All right, here we go. This is the biggest test of all here. This is the number 10 wood screw. I'm hoping I can actually get through it. Here we go. Okay, that was a hard one. Let's see. Man, just a sliver of light on the bottom. You see the top. I mean, these things are awesome. Okay, let's see if I'm going to ruin this pair of J2000s. Here we go. It's going to be the hardest test yet for them. I can't get them to cut. Let's see. What do I have that will clamp down? Maybe you take this 3-pound mallet. Yeah, it did it. Pinched me too, but not too bad. I tell you, you can see the finish. The finish is worn a little here, but the cutter's still closed tight. I mean, nothing really that bad about them. I tell you, I'm a little shocked at how well these operated. Now, these are the 2000s. Let's look at the 213s, the ones you're not supposed to cut. Same thing, closes really tight. You got a little bit of finish knocked off. If we hold a light back here, you can see that little right there, a little bit of a little light. Nothing that's really, I don't think it's going to affect it at all, though. I think they're in pretty good shape. Let's hold a light on these 2000s, see what they look like. These 2000s always had that little sliver light up top and just a little small amount, like right down here at the base. But overall, very nice. Not that bad overall. I mean, I was a little shocked that even taking this freaking 3-pound maul might be more than 3 pounds. That 3-pound maul and hitting on this to cut this very heavy number 10 wood screw. What happened to it? There it is. This number 10 wood screw, hardened material. This is all the damage it took. Just a little bit of light shining through there. I'm very impressed with these 213s, but these 2000s I think are definitely harder. The cutters, something's going on with the cutters where they cut that hardened material a little bit easier than these 213s do. So that is a difference. I'm going to try to reach out to some of the product development guys over there at Klein, and I'm going to try to get a definitive answer. But that's it, guys. I appreciate you watching. And don't forget, go ahead and get the D2000s. We'll see you next week.